Bring it back.
Yo, what is up guys, it's Gumwings here, back with another reaction video. It's been such a long time since I did a reaction video. So today's reaction video, we'll be reacting to 3 Nightmares True Christmas Horror Stories by Mr.Nightmare. Like I promised you guys, I am starting to return back to my reaction videos. So yeah, we got this reaction video today. It's almost Christmas, so hopefully I upload this before Christmas. Yeah, I promised you guys so much reaction videos. Oh well. So the link to this video will be in the description down below. Also remember to like and subscribe, guys. We hit 320, so we're really going on a grind still. We hit 300 before New Year's, and I feel like we can go on 325 before New Year's as well. So yeah, guys, 3 Nightmares True Christmas Horror Stories, and remember to like and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell because I don't have a schedule. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, let me like move my...
This happened back at a magical, delicate age when I still believed in Santa Claus. It was Christmas Eve night,
Yeah, I can't really
but technically Christmas at that point. The time, I have no idea. All I know is it was late and everyone in my house was probably asleep. I woke up randomly to what I don't know, but I was probably extremely thirsty. I had to get out of my bed and walk all the way downstairs to the kitchen to get a glass of water. There were night lights on in the living room and kitchen, so I didn't have to turn on any lights to see where I was going. Whenever I was thirsty when I was a little kid, I'd always decide to finish the glass in the kitchen instead of bring it up to my room. I don't know why.
Yeah,
just
that's
one of
what I
those
do.
stupid things I did as a kid.
That's what I do. I don't bring my
As I
drinks
was
to my
sipping
room.
the water, I heard noises come from down in the den, where we had our Christmas tree.
Ooh,
Sounded like a big bag.
Santa's
Peered my head around
Santa's
the
giving
wall
you
leading
gifts,
down
man.
the stairway to the den, but it was a little too dark to see who could be down there.
It's Santa, just
I
go.
actually thought
Go,
maybe
I'm
it was
dipping.
my mom, so I started walking
Santa,
down the stairs.
you don't want to see Santa
The rustling of the
giving you
bag
presents.
stopped. I turned down the couch side lamp, and there I was, greeted with a massive man, both in height and size, wearing
Okay,
a red
that
suit
kind of
and
jumped
hat.
me. That made me jump.
familiar-
That made me jump for a bit. Oh my, it's not even like the picture came out, the noise did. But it's
A
Santa.
long white beard.
It's Santa,
It was
man.
Santa Claus. He waved me over, and I nervously but excitedly walked over to him.
It's Santa, and I'm
He
dipping.
patted my head
I
and
see.
said he was just delivering my presents from his black bag.
Dip.
I looked at the bag, which seemed to be full of small boxes.
Go. I'm calling.
I
I'm
tried
calling
to get a
mommy.
peek in
I'm
the
calling my
bag,
mom and dad.
but he
Let's go.
stopped me and said,
Move.
No, don't do that. It's a surprise.
Move.
I noticed there were already some presents under the tree. He turned me around and whispered in my ear I need to go back to bed. For some reason I didn't go. I just turned around and kept looking at Santa. Eventually he actually started walking me up the stairs, telling me we need to be quiet. He asked me which way my room was, and then he told me to go up the second flight of stairs.
Oh, but he sounds nice though.
That was when I actually obeyed him.
Like for
I looked
for
down
like
the
a
stairs
robber,
when I was at the top,
he actually sounds pretty nice.
and all I saw was
Sounds
the
pretty
eerie
chill.
figure of the Santa Claus looking up at me. I realized he turned off the nightlight as I was walking up the stairs. I went to my room and shut the door, excited that I just saw Santa. As I tried to fall back asleep, I heard a loud bang from downstairs in the den. The sound traveled all the way back up to my
Ooh,
room.
your dad
I
found
assumed
it.
that was Santa leaving the house. The next morning, I woke up early to my mom's screams downstairs.
All your presents are
I
gone.
ran down to the den, where my mom and dad already were, to a disturbing and confusing scene for my young self.
Your presents are
There
gone.
were
man.
no presents under the tree,
Yeah, they're all
and the
gone.
sliding window was broken.
Oh.
I don't mean the glass was shattered, I mean it was slammed shut so hard it got knocked off the
I'm still going on my statement though. That robber sounded nice. Like he didn't harm the kid. He acted nice to him, and that's what robbers should do. They should lead you into like a low sense of security, especially for children. Like they shouldn't scare them at all.
sliding mechanism. I
Like he's the chillest
confusedly
robber I've
asked my
heard so
parents
far.
what happened, and explained that I saw Santa last night. When I told them this, they frantically tried getting as much info out of me as
But
possible.
still, if I see Santa when I was a kid,
My dad
I'm
called the
calling.
police, and when I asked him
Like,
about
I
the
never
story
believed
for
in
fresh
Santa when I was a
details
kid.
before writing this, He said the 911
I'll make a
operator
video
said on
about
the
that
line
later, though.
that 2 other calls for the same incident had come in that morning. Apparently, a man dressed as Santa Claus was targeting certain houses with accessible windows, and he was stealing the gifts under their Christmas trees.
My windows aren't sliding
I believe
open.
there's a special place in hell for that man. My parents had to tell me later that day that Santa isn't real, and that should anything like that ever happen again, not to trust it.
Oh my gosh, they finally told him he's not real. I knew he wasn't real though. For me, I knew he wasn't real.
I once worked as a night security guard for a brief, horrible part of my life. It was for many places, but for the longest time,
I
a
will
mall
never
in
work as a
Chicago,
security guard,
which I'll
man.
leave the name
I'm
out
never even
so
working
that the
night
story
shift.
can
I
in no
hate
way
working
get
night
traced back to
shifts.
me. As the lone night security guard in a huge city mall, it was very relaxing and laid back. But of course, working graveyard hours was the worst, especially when I had to do it on Christmas Eve night. I did my regular pacing back and forth the wide halls of the mall,
I can work
occasionally
noon
having a
shifts.
seat by the big
I
center
work
Christmas
morning,
tree,
but I can
which
work
would stay
noon.
lit 24/7. After getting a coffee from the security lounge section, I stepped back into the hall and noticed all the way on the other side of the mall, a light was on in one of the stores. A light that wasn't on before, I swear it.
Oh,
No one was supposed to be in the mall besides me.
You're a security guard.
I jogged over to the store and set my coffee down under a plant.
Grab your taser.
It was a jewelry shop.
Have one on your
I
taser.
tried
Have
opening
one
the
hand your
door, but
flashlight.
it was locked. So how could anyone be in there?
Watch, there's gonna be another jump scare.
The light in the store suddenly started flickering, so naturally I had to chalk it up as faulty wiring. False alarm.
Nah, investigate.
Pick...
Nah. I feel like someone's messing with you, man. You gotta investigate. You're a security guard. If it was like me and I was just like a regular employee, I'm dipping. Because one, I have no weapons to defend me in case someone goes after me. And two, I don't mess with that. But you're a security guard. You should at least have like a baton or a taser. You'll be okay. So you better investigate.
Pick up my coffee again. And as I looked up, I saw someone's head behind the front counter of the store.
Ooh.
Just their head, like they were hiding. But it happened so fast. One
Okay,
moment there was
should have been a
light,
jump
the
scare.
next
Like,
darkness,
that was like a
and
good
then the
setup for
light
a
flicked
jump
back
scare.
on again. The head was gone.
Yo, chase
I
him. Get your
literally rubbed my
flashlight.
eyes and
Grab your
shook my
baton.
head, wondering
And start
was I
chasing that
seeing
guy
things?
down.
I took my master keyring off my belt and fiddled for the key to the store. I didn't know where the light switch was, and to be honest,
Grab
I
your
was way too freaked out
do
to
you
check
not
behind
have
that
a
counter with
flashlight
nothing
on
but
you?
a flashlight. I shut the door and relocked it and walked back to my post by the Christmas tree. I started chugging my coffee because I really thought I was losing it after seeing what I saw.
That doesn't even do anything though.
The lights in that store all the ways down on the other side of the hall were still off, but I heard a click and then a bang echo down in my direction, followed by someone running across one side of the hall to the other, before disappearing in an intersecting exit hallway. I sprang up and almost spit out the remainder of my coffee.
That has to be a gunshot.
I ran down the hall till I came to the intersecting smaller hallway. This hallway, which led to one of the exits, had a bunch of massage chairs, coin-operated kiddie rides, and the public restrooms. I didn't see anywhere else that person could have gone besides the restroom, as the exit doors were all locked from both sides. I got to the door of the men's bathroom and stopped, once again faced with the fear of confronting whoever was in that mall with
Just
me.
have your baton or taser out.
I cracked the door open just slightly, enough for me to start speaking into the bathroom, saying whoever's in here needs to get out before I call the cops. There was a crying and moaning type noise coming from inside the restroom. I opened the door fully and realized it was coming from one of the stalls. I repeated what I said at the door, but the crying sounds didn't stop. I knelt down in front of the stall to get a peek under, and I saw two black shoes facing the door, facing me.
He's ready. Yo, okay. Before he says anything, I'm ready. Like, he's crying. He or she is crying to lure the victim into like, you know, lower their defenses. Personally, what I would do if I was security, have my baton out, have my taser out, and be like, hold on one of the stalls. Wait for him to open. I'm not gonna bang open the stall and have him attack me. I'm letting him open the door first, try to attack me, and I'll just taser him or hit him with my baton. So like, if he opens the stall, he's actually kind of dumb.
The person was just facing the stall door, making these
Okay,
crying
don't
noises.
open the stall.
The crying stopped, and then the next thing I saw was the person on the other side of the stall quickly get on their knees and look under the door back at me.
Oh.
I recognized it as the same person from behind that counter in that store.
Make sure he doesn't jump.
I got back on my feet and left the bathroom to call the police and explain the situation. As a security guard, I never encountered anything like this overnight, and I did know how to deal with it. I definitely did not want to make it physical. A couple police officers came to the doors at the end of the hall, and I let them in. We all went to the men's bathroom again, and the stall door was still shut, and the man was still inside.
Oh, it's lucky.
For the longest time, the officers demanded he come out with his hands up. After a while of him refusing to listen, the male officer started kicking in the stall door until it broke open. The two officers apprehended the nut job inside the stall. As they walked him out of the mall, though, the man had his head turned to look at me the entire time. I looked away. His dead eyes staring into my soul genuinely disturbed me. He looked like he wanted to kill me.
People hate
Before he was put in the back of the police car, he said my name, and I immediately got the chills. The officers said they would find out who he is and everything, and they went on their way. My shift ended a few hours later, and for the remainder of my time working at that mall, I was always paranoid every time I'd turn a corner that he'd be standing there.
Yup. And of course I get the ad. It didn't show any ads, and then like that just pops out of nowhere.
Our parents had our youngest sibling much later than they had my brother and I. This happened last year when I was 18, my older brother was 24, and our youngest sibling Rachel was just 2. I was home from college for winter break. My older brother would be returning home from out of state in a few days, and my parents were on a couple's vacation. It was about a week before Christmas, and I was tasked with taking care of Rachel until my parents got back.
The music actually makes it more scary.
My time watching Rachel consisted of a lot of sitting around the house, having friends over, and just watching TV and movies. I would let Rachel play in the living room with her toys as I'd watch TV with no lights on but the Christmas tree, which I always find to make watching TV a lot more relaxing. When Rachel started to get tired, I brought her up to her room, changed her, and put her in the crib upstairs. I made sure to turn on the baby monitor as my parents did every night just to make sure I could hear her if she got restless.
I'm done. You know what? I already know where this is going. When you tell us a scary story and there's a baby monitor involved, either A, remove the baby monitor and watch the baby yourself, or have the baby with you the whole time. Do not trust the baby monitor, because there's 2 things that could happen. Either someone's breaking in and like watching the little girl sleep, or B, there's like paranormal stuff going on. I'm trying not to swear, like honestly. Okay, if this video has swear words in it, I'm swearing all out. But still, we have a baby monitor. 2 things go down, so I'm not dealing with it, especially when something bad's happening. Like I've seen people use baby monitors all the time, and then like online, there's like so much creepy stories about that, and I experienced some. Well, I've experienced, but like I've heard like videos on it. Like, it could be fake, but like I ain't dealing with it.
Something to note: Rachel's room shares a bathroom with my mom and dad's room. So basically, both my parents' and Rachel's rooms are connected to a bathroom, which thus connects the 2 bedrooms in a sense. I went back downstairs to watch TV. I think I was watching the bathroom when sounds started coming from the baby monitor. Distorted, human-like noises.
Yeah. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? See, I ain't dealing with that. You know, the moment that there's a baby monitor involved, I ain't dealing with that. I'm like getting the baby and keeping her right with me. I ain't dealing with that, man. Like if I hear that, I'm running to the room, I'm grabbing like any weapon I can find, go straight to the room. No one's there. Grab the baby, go downstairs. If I hear one sound, just one sound that takes me off, I'm out of the house in the cold. I don't care. I'm running out.
It didn't sound like Rachel, so I hurried back upstairs to Rachel's room.
Why would that sound like a
I burst in
baby.
so quickly and aggressively that she immediately awoke and started crying.
You see
I
anything?
looked around the
Turn on
room
light, turn on light.
naturally.
Turn on the light.
Then I picked Rachel up and started gently rocking her.
Bring her
But I
down with
realized this
you.
didn't help. She was probably too big for it. So I put her back down in the crib and started tickling her, then gently whispering her back to sleep. When she had her eyes closed again, I left the room.
Oh my god.
A
he's
few
gonna
minutes
die.
later, I heard Rachel crying again through the baby monitor. I
Baby's
ran up
gonna
to see
die.
what's
If the
wrong.
baby dies.
She was standing in her
I'm
crib,
gonna
pointing
say
at the
something.
bathroom door, which was cracked open.
Oh,
I
run. Just run. I am not dealing with it. Just run. Just get out. When the bathroom door's open and there's another room connected to that, they could be hiding anywhere. They they have more hiding spots, and they'll probably get you before you find them. So I'm grabbing the baby and I'm dashing out.
honestly didn't remember if it had been cracked open like that
Just
earlier or not.
dash! I don't care if it's open or
I
not.
went to check the bathroom.
If
it
the
was
baby's
clear.
pointing at it, of course
I
someone's
told her
there.
calmly she's imagining things.
No,
I
she's
wasn't
not.
sure how much she understood of what I was saying, but after a few minutes in there with her, I got her to settle back down. Once again, I went down to the living room to continue watching TV.
Oh my god, this guy's
The orange light on the baby monitor once again started going off. I felt like I was in a horror movie scenario.
Well, if you feel like it, you better do what the characters don't do. I'm not saying to investigate. I'm out. I'm grabbing the baby or whoever's else in the house that I know, and I'm out. Whoever's in the house can have everything they want. I'm out. Unless I have weapons, then and I have numbers. I'm going after.
could distinctly hear a man's whispering coming from the baby monitor.
Oh my gosh, this guy's an idiot. Just run
I
out.
ran back up to that room faster than ever, burst through the door to Rachel's crying again. I went to pick her up to get her out of there. And when I turned for the door, I looked into the dark bathroom, which now had the door wide open.
There's a man in there.
There was a man in my parents' room, and he started walking through the bathroom towards me and Rachel.
Ooh, out. I'm out.
I ran out of the house to the neighbor's house while holding Rachel.
See, exactly.
Our neighbor Judy let us in and let me use her phone to call the
Call
cops.
911.
They didn't find anyone, but Judy let us stay the night at her place regardless.
Good.
The next morning, Judy went back to my house with me to look around as support. The house seemed clear. However, I couldn't help but look around the house to try and find out how he got in. But I just couldn't, and it made no sense. A couple weeks later, my mom sent me to the attic to put some of the Christmas decorations away.
Of
And
course.
you wouldn't believe what I found up
There's
there.
a hole in the attic, isn't
In the
there?
corner of the attic was a bed of blankets and a pillow, hidden behind a
he's
bunch of ripped up
sleeping.
boxes stacked up as a wall. I immediately associated it to that man in our house.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea how long that man was actually in our house for.
Okay, it's done. I'm telling you, if that happens to me, I'm out. I'm not dealing with that, man. It took him 3 or 4 times, can't remember. 3 to 4 times to realize that something's wrong. It took him that long to realize that. Bro, the first time that happens to me, I'm gone, man. Have you not seen any horror stories about a baby monitor? The baby monitor is the easiest thing to tamper with. There's one, it could tell you that oh, there's an intruder in, or B, you have spirits in your house. I'm gone the moment that happens, man. I ain't dealing with it. My life, I ain't dealing with that. But that was a good video though. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm planning to do more reactions soon, so stay tuned to that. I have a few story time videos planned for you guys about Christmas and the New Year. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to tell you guys. So I hope you guys like it and like this video. Remember to subscribe. The original video will be in the link in the description down below. And yeah, see you guys next time. Subscribe, hit the post notification bell, because I don't have a schedule. Peace out.